You looking for the coffee? The Sermon on the Mount. Most people regard it as the greatest sermon in history, but for myself, I reckon the greatest sermon in history was preached from a cross. Now Jesus, pierced, suffocating upon his own blood, bones out of joint, all of this with all his onlookers watching him. Many of these people witnessed these miracles. Many believe that this is the Messiah, the Messiah, and they would have been standing there and wondering, what is he going to do? What is he going to say? They witnessed him raise people from the dead, heal the blind. They believed he came to overthrow the Roman Empire, but now he was staring death in the face. And in this state, in this situation, Jesus cries out, Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani, my God, why have you forsaken me? Now most people stop there. Some even teach that in this moment, Jesus was actually forsaken from the Father. This can't be. Jesus wasn't declaring defeat or lamenting on his separation from the Father, but in his final moments, he was given his final sermon, his final proclamation of the gospel. Just imagine it, as he's lying there with his hands pierced to his sides, he preached. And to start his sermon, he draws everyone's attention to Psalm 22. Now written 1,000 years before Christ, before this moment, King David writes Psalm 22, and he's writing about his own personal tribulations and his own personal laments. And Psalm 22 begins with, my God, why have you forsaken me? And then following this, it's almost like like David witnessed the actual crucifixion of Christ, like he will stand before the cross, because he describes it 1,000 years before, almost to the T. He writes things like, I am pierced by my hands and my feet. I am poured out like water. My bones are out of joint. My strength is dried up like a potsherd. All they that see me, they laugh me to scorn. They mock me, shaking their head at me. And in Jesus' final sermon, this is what he's saying. Look, this was foretold before it happened. This isn't a tragedy. This is fulfillment. This is the will of God. This was mandated before the beginning of the world. This is what ought to happen. And here's the twist. Psalm 22, though it starts in such sorrow and lamentation and tragedy, and it's just of suffering and agony, Psalm 22, it actually transitions into rejoicing, into gratitude, into proclamation of God's goodness and his glory. It ends in victory. It says that the afflicted shall eat and be satisfied. They shall proclaim his righteousness. And then it ends with that he has done it. Now this Hebrew, it says that he has finished it. He has accomplished it. And Jesus' final words, after saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? Then goes on to saying, it is finished. And he gives up his spirit and takes his final breath. And friends, even in Jesus' agony, and he's looking death in the face, he preached hope. He preached the good news. He preached salvation for you and for me. On the cross, he wasn't abandoned, but he was thinking of you. And when he said it is finished, he meant it. All your striving, it ought to be finished. All your suffering, it is meant to be finished. So today, if you're struggling, if you're suffering, if your load is too heavy, look no further than to the cross. My God, he has not forsaken you. You are seen, you are heard, and it is finished on your behalf. You are not forsaken, you are cherished. Amen.